What is up, YouTube? Back again, another video. It has been a little while since we filmed. We had a lot of stuff going on. As you can see, Mr. Empire is behind me, all in pieces, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But the event in Houston obviously got canceled. A lot of snow, a lot of ice there, so traveling and just to try to do the event itself was going to be too much. So they went ahead and canceled it till March 27th. So it gives us more time on the truck. And so we decided to spend more time on the truck, which you can see we have her pretty much all the way apart. So that's the transmission sitting over there. And here, this is the original motor right here. And y'all may be asking, well, what's that motor? There's two motors, right? Yeah, well, we'll get to that here in just a second. But we did want y'all to know that we didn't get to make it to Houston. And it's nothing to do with us or the events. The people that are putting the event on, Cleetus McFarland, his YouTube channel, had nothing to do with it. It's just weather. What can you do about snow and ice? So, like I said, since we had all the time, all the downtime in between now and March 27th, we've done a lot of little things we want to show y'all. Y'all can see Philip. He's over there. He's here today. Tell everybody, hey, Philip.
Hey, man.
So, other than that, before we get to all the parts, what do you think about all the upgrades? Before we show YouTube, what do you think about them?
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to show you what we've got and when it runs as well. Can't wait.
Yeah, that right there, that's supposed to be something special. So we're hoping it is, and we're actually gonna start it right where it sits for y'all today. See the little hoses running to it? That's actually our fuel line. So we're gonna crank it right there, or at least attempt to crank it right there. So we got that motor a few days ago. I'm gonna explain what's going on with this one first. So as y'all know, that we had a broke push rod and some bad lifters. So I got this motor all back ready to go to the event in Houston, and I actually drove it to my house, and before I could get home, about 12 miles from here, the oil pressure just kept dropping and dropping. So by the time I got home, it was like almost to zero. Unless you give it gas, then it'll go up to about 15 to 20 psi. So that is no bueno. So we had to bring it right back on the trailer. The event got canceled, like I said, so we went ahead and pulled her out. So we said, okay, it's gonna need some crank bearings, no oil pressure. So we went ahead and took the bottom pan off. We had to remove the motor to take the bottom oil pan off, by the way. So we already put our bearings in, and while we were doing this, we wasn't really sure if we were going to use this motor or this motor for Houston. But like I said, the event got canceled, so it gave us more time to figure it out. So you can see these are the bearings that came out, and we had a few more that were in way worse condition. But it still wasn't horrible, but you could tell that we were losing oil pressure due to the bearings. So we went ahead and changed those, and we're still freshening this motor up. It still has a brand new cam in it. It still has new lifters. But this one is what we're going to try to use if she fires up, if she runs great, because this one should be twice the horsepower this one is. So that's what we're getting excited about, right? So we hope so. So what we're going to do is we're going to crank it on the ground. We're going to test her real quick just to make sure before we stick it in the truck. And as long as she runs, we're going to stick that one in, and we're going to take our time. We're going to go ahead and freshen this one up the rest of the way. Give her a nice fresh coat of paint. That way, if anything does happen with this one, we can just stick that one right back in. So let me show you what we were doing on the interior. We've done a few more things. You can see it's kind of apart, shifters apart and stuff, but let me get in here. So we took this all apart because we're wiring up our push button starter, all of our gauges. We do have a brand new tack in here. You can see that's a little new. That has a shift light on it. That's a little telltale switch. Let you know what your last max RPM was. We have new gauges up the side here, new oil pressure, new water temperature gauge. You see, I don't know if that's coming through on camera, but those are red LEDs in there. You match this up here. So we put red there. Now we got red on our gauges. See our tack lighting up? There you go. When you hit the key, you'll see the tack moves. There you go. Ooh, look at that. It jumped for you. So that's all wired up. That's all working. So once we get driving her again, it's going to look a lot better than that old tack. That old tachometer had a lot of overspray paint on it. It was a little small one. It had no shift light on it. So we definitely upgraded our gauges, and now we're going to try to upgrade our motor. So let's just go ahead and get to the point while we're out here today. Let's see if this thing cranks up on the ground. I'm gonna pass you off to Philip so I can go ahead and try to fire it up, and y'all enjoy the show. Here you go, Philip. All right, so that's there. We have our trigger. Turn some fuel on. Like I said, we're using the fuel pump and the fuel line off of this truck, so I gotta turn the key. We're not cranking it that way. This is our little starter right here. So let's see. Power's on. Little fuel. What do you think? Think she's gonna fire up?
Fingers crossed.
All right.
Getting excited.
Woo! All right, so that's how we're gonna do.
Wow.
Get started. It fired right up, didn't it?
Sounds a bit more beefier as well.
Yeah. All right. My phone's ringing there. I didn't even realize my phone, my Bluetooth, was connected to the radio, so I turned the key on. Already ringing over here. My cell phone was ringing, but there you go, Philip. What do you think?
Whoa! Definitely excited about this. Can't wait. Let's get it in. Let's get going.
That sounded pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds awesome, that.
So that's what we got up next. We're going to be sticking this in next couple days. We'll have it back in the truck, and we'll be running it around on this motor. Fingers crossed, it is what it is. It's supposed to be a 383 stroker motor. This is a 350 motor with the cam, 250-ish horsepower. 383 stroker, 400 plus horsepower.
Woo!
So that's what we're hoping for. So that's what's going on. That's where we've been. This is the progress that we've been making. Another thing I did is I cleaned up all of our wire harness. I eliminated a lot of stuff. Power steering pumps out the way. AC box is out the way. We're just getting her cleaned up and definitely turning her into a race truck. So that's the goal with this one. And I don't know if y'all can see in the background, but the 03 is on the lift. The motor is in it. The transmission is in it. I'm gonna walk you over there and show y'all that real quick, because we did just finish the cross member for the transmission. We're gonna put some paint on it, clean it up, but we had to, here we go, let me see. There's the transmission, here's our cross member. We had to add this plate right here and drill our hole. But that's done, motor's in, transmission's in, and it's all in place. So that's moving right along also. So until next time, like, subscribe, share. Thank y'all for viewing, and we'll see y'all next time.